Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint chapters 278 and 279. So I'm recording this on Monday a little bit earlier before 281 has come out. So by the time you're seeing this video, it's probably going to take me a little while to edit after this. It's already a little late, so it's only a couple hours until 281 comes out. 281 will probably be out by the time you see this. So I'm thinking next week I'll probably do 280 and 281, 282 will be coming out, and then the week after next, I won't be recording on Monday. I'll do it a little bit later in the week so I can do 282 and 283, and then we'll be caught up. Then once we're caught up, I've talked about it a bit. I can bring it up in almost every intro since we've been close to catching up. I think I'd like to say that most weeks I'll probably just do a video reacting to it because I enjoy reading ORV, even if it is just a short like 10-15 minute video. Sometimes it can be longer, like some of my Tower of God videos end up being really long depending on how much we discuss and talk about. So even if it is short, maybe it'll be longer. I feel like a lot of ORV chapters, sometimes they do end up quite long, but a lot of them aren't really as long as Tower of God a lot of the time. But 10-15 minutes for a video every week, I think that's fine. And whatever other time I save from that, I can work on other things. And one thing that I mentioned I really want to work on is doing more like going back and taking notes, doing more like discussions and reviews and detailed videos like that. I think is really, really fun. I want to do more stuff like that for ORV and for other stuff too. I want to do more videos like that. And more rankings, I think it'd be fun. But I think I thought about it before, sitting, like while I was sitting down, setting up everything to record, I was thinking about it, and I really think it might be a good idea, since we're already going to be in the 280s when I catch up, wait a couple months, and during that couple months, as I'm doing, weekly reactions and going back through the series to do some discussions and reviews and stuff, while I'm doing that, just keep thinking about characters in the back of my mind. I'm not going to do a character ranking when I catch up, and wait for chapter 300, then for like a big chapter 300 special, I could do a character ranking at 300. I think that would be a really good idea. So I could work on some other stuff while we're waiting to get to 300. And it also, like, if I have that time to go back and, do more discussions and reviews of the older chapters, then when I get around to making the character video, it lets me be in a good place with my knowledge of the series to be comparing some of the older characters that were really present in the early parts of the story but we haven't seen in a while with some of the newer characters that I really love that haven't been around as long. It gives me a good perspective to compare them in my head. But yeah, I think doing things that way would be fun, and doing it like as a full sort of ranking discussion rather than just a tier list like I've done before. Actually, number 15 and then talk about the character for a while, number 14, etc. I think that doing something more detailed like that would be a really fun way to do it. So I guess chapter 300, that's going to be the plan. At chapter 300 we'll do a big character ranking special, and until then I'll just do weekly reactions. Maybe some weeks I'll take a week off and do 2 chapters the next week. But I'll be doing that, and I'll be going back through to do some reviews, because, like I said, I really want to do that for other series too, but for ORV especially, I really want to go back. So that's where I'm thinking right now, and with that aside, let's just start reading 278. Really, last time we just left off watching the fight with Junghyeok, and I'll be honest, as much as I've loved these recent chapters, I'm not as into Junghyeok fighting the random guy that took over I think she was called the Saintess, taking over the Saintess's body. I don't really care as much. This doesn't intrigue me as much as a lot of the other stuff that was going on, but it's fine. It's ORV, so I doubt it'll last that long, honestly. I'm betting 1 million coins on him. We start off here with Dokcha. Now we have our title splash, A New Story Part 3. Constellation Demon King of Salvation has bet 1 million coins on Incarnation Yu Junghyeok. I have everybody considering it. What? 1 million coins? Constellation Thursday's Thunder shows favor toward you. Constellation Morning Star Goddess shows favor towards you. We see this guy. What an unhinged rookie. Fine, I'll raise my bet to 500,000 coins as well. Then I'm betting too. Me too. I guess I'd better raise my bet too. Constellation Epicure of the Tranquil Island has bet 20,000 coins on Incarnation Ling Ling Shuge. Constellation Master of the White Citadel has bet 30,000 coins on Incarnation Ling Ling Shuge. Constellation Goddess of Delight and Grace has bet 50,000 coins on Incarnation Ling Ling Shuge. Constellation Blade of Jirisan Mountain has bet 10,000 coins. Okay. And they continue to trail off, and we don't get to see what they say. Constellation Queen of the Darkest Spring has bet 300,000 coins on Incarnation Junghyeok. I like this. Her taking the gamble on trusting Dokja and Junghyeok. Are you sure about this? What do you mean? Hey, old hag, you sure you can just bet your secret stash like that? Hades won't be happy if he finds out later. You better watch your mouth before I throw you into Tartarus. Wait, did you make your bet too? Constellation Mass Producer has bet 150,000 coins on Incarnation Junghyeok. Yes, but I only bet a little. Business wasn't great at the Dokubi shop this month, so I didn't have much to bet. Kill him now. If I lose this bet, you're dead. We have the random backgrounds. They've been through so many stories. It's no wonder they're always hungry for stories like this. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Whether you're a human or a constellation, everyone turns into an excited child in the face of a story. I do like the effect of the constellation speak looking like space, but I hate how similar the boxes look. Like, it's not even, like, the way they're presented going back and forth, it's not always super clear which character is talking other than through context. So I would love if, color coding might be a bit much. Maybe the text could be color coded like the Dokubi rather than the box itself to make the box still look like space. Or maybe the box itself, the stars could be arranged in a different way for different constellations. But I will say I'm not a huge fan, or even they could use different fonts for different characters, but I'm not a huge fan of using the exact same color and background and font for every single character. Without, like, usually with some of the regular boxes, we have, well, it's been a while since we've seen regular boxes. You get my point, but you have the arrow pointing to who's speaking or whatever, or it'll be near whoever's speaking. Or with the boxes, it literally tells you who's saying what or who's doing what almost all of the time. But for these, we can assume, okay, this one's near this guy, it's him. This one's near this guy, it's him. But then for some, they've always been, through so many stories, yeah, I suppose you're right. And then whether you're human or constellation, it's a little bit difficult. Like, I would assume this is Dokja and then the mass producer responding, but it would also just make sense for mass producer to also be saying this and for Dokja to be saying this. So it is difficult to tell sometimes. But do you really think there's a chance we can win this bet? I'll find us a way to win, even if there isn't one. Okay. So this one, is Dokja through context. Or at least, I think. Yeah, again, it's actually kind of confusing because the lines could make sense the other way around too. I'll find us a way to win, even if there isn't one. So actually, that line makes more sense. Like, finding a way to win. That makes more sense for Dokja than mass producer, right? So the first one should be mass producer. Again, it's difficult. I wish the boxes were done a bit better. Personal skill Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint's been activated. Connection to the target's currently unavailable. Really, Junghyeok? So that's how you're gonna play, huh? And we saw that happening last time. BU. Bah! BU showing up. Then a viewing panel opens. All the people watching are getting green slimed and melting from it. Then the fight's being taken outside of the little arena itself. Constellation Demon King of Salvation looks at Incarnation Junghyeok. Dokja, are you done with your business there? Constellation Demon King of Salvation says it's still in progress. Still? You had something to do with that thing, didn't you? Sharp bastard. Constellation Demon King of Salvation's donated 100 coins for education. I don't need your coins, and it's only 100. Then an attack comes in. He's able to block and get sent flying into another set of the stands. It cracks what he was using to guard. His Tiger God auras taken serious damage, even though that barely grazed him. So I guess mastering Transcendent Stage 2 in just 2 weeks was too difficult to challenge, even for Junghyeok. He can't do this alone. I have to help him. He already knows what Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint's like, so he'll understand what I mean. Constellation Demon King of Salvation's requested possession. No. What? Constellation Demon King of Salvation says everyone will die at this rate. I'm not going to die. So Junghyeok is like, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't know if he's that confident in himself, or if he's putting his own back against the wall, saying, you know, in order to keep contributing, I need to be able to do this on my own. If he's like really pushing himself to prove that he still, like, he still got it, so to speak. He's still useful in this way. Constellation Demon King of Salvation says, this is no time for your stubbornness. Stay out of this and do your part, Dokja. Crap, why is he being so stubborn? Where's the Skybreaking Swordmaster? What's she doing right now? View is so cute. And they're all just watching. I love them. I really, really love these four. Like, when I do a character ranking, I feel like these four would be kind of high. Even though, like I mentioned before, the older characters who were around for a lot but we haven't seen for a while, and the newer characters who haven't actually been around that long, all things considered. I mean, technically Han, but he was off screen for a lot of that time. And I don't know if it would upset a lot of people, but for me personally, I have just loved the Demon world and the Wuxia world and all of this stuff. I've just loved this modern stuff, the more current stuff, so much that for me personally, I like a lot of the Demon World side characters and Wuxia World side characters. Even though we weren't like technically actually exploring the Wuxia World for very long, I like these characters personally more than a lot of the older characters from back when they were just on the Korean peninsula. Are you kidding me? What the hell are they doing? They're all just eating. Constellation Demon King of Salvation asks for your help. Constellation Demon King of Salvation, Yusung, can you hear me? Bah! What exactly is he trying to do right now? We have the BU reaction. Shut down Dokja's screen. They're both... This is such a funny reaction. Some of the reaction faces are so good, often in ORV. I don't know how much of Yusung's memories BU still has, but now that she's my Dokubi, there's no reason for her to listen to Junghyeok, that bastard. But BU is conflicted. That's a really cute face. BU, wait, hold on. Bah. And the probability starts crackling. The connection's been lost. Are you serious? BU still has that loyalty toward Junghyeok. What the? And, okay, they cut the connection. Is he finally going to put it together? Or he's going to be like, Junghyeok's being saved by whatever they called her. I forget what they called her. Oh? That's... I can't see the screen. Hey, come on, move out of the way. Also, if he's going into Fem version, that does mean he's going to be able to use the skybreaking techniques. That sound, it's skybreaking sword thunder. This is on a whole other level compared to when I used it. Looks like Skybreaking Swordmaster finally stepped in to help. That's Skybreaking Swordmaster's pupil. Skybreaking Sword Beauty. And they dive down. Skybreaking Sword Beauty. So was none of this in the novel itself for Dokja to recognize any of it? Or was he just... So, was he that bad at media literacy that he just didn't get to the whole gender swapping thing? And the lightning crashes down. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the martial arts skills of incarnations after all. Impossible. A mere transcendent shouldn't be capable of something like that. Ha, what an interesting ability. Could this be the work of that constellation from Asgard? I don't care for it. What on earth is happening on that screen? I can't see it. Everybody else just reaction facing. Constellation, prisoner of the Golden Headband, is appalled. Constellation, who enjoys changing one's sex, writhes in delight. Constellation, demonic judge of fire, sheds tears of frustration. Then, no, my coins! He finally sees, and it's back to Junghyeok. There is no runner-up for this match, only a winner and a loser. And he's cleaved the entire arena along with the, I guess, what would be the advented constellation? I don't know what to call it. And I guess it's still, is that still the body of the Saintess? So is the Saintess just bifurcated now? So, this one's mine. He takes the sword. That's the Black Demon Blade. The winner of the match has been decided. Get more cute Dokubi? No way. Junghyeok was the one who took Ling Ling out, not the Skybreaking Sword Master. The winner is Yu Junghyeok, the Skybreaking Sword Beauty. Wait, what even is the Skybreaking Sword Beauty? And we get cut off there. It's going to be rough, like, when I start to get cut off knowing there's not more to read and that I have to wait. Alright, very, very fun stuff. Felt like a lot of stuff going on, but we're through the fight and everything. Again, the fight itself didn't interest me as much. I said from the start, I wasn't as interested in that particularly, but what it did well was the constellation stuff toward the beginning with, you know, not just Dokja's trust in Junghyeok, but having the constellations like Mass Producer and Persephone trust in Dokja and, you know, also trust in Junghyeok. Having BU, that little conflict was funny. And, of course, having the people who've trained with him and his master trusting Junghyeok. I think that the character stuff there was good. And just the connection between Dokja and Junghyeok, maybe probably, like, you know, the number one most important connection in the series. So, again, all of that really, really good. So, I guess I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. A lot of this martial arts tournament, pretty much all of it, was just off-screened. So with that being off-screened, again, I wish we had like built up to it and seen the build up to it and then had everybody participate like an actual tournament. That would have been really fun to see. But yeah, it was just kind of off-screen. That's another little disappointment for me, I guess. But I think that we're maybe going to be done with that. I don't know if we're going to see too much more, which means I think the next chapters are probably going to get back to Dokja and the Gourmand Association. But then it makes you think, you know, how much more Gourmand Association stuff are we going to have? How are we going to wrap this up? And I guess one big thing that we need to have is Dokja probably is going to have to interact more with Anna Croft, given how important she is and how her plan went totally awry. And how is Anna's relationship with Iris going to be affected here too? So either way, let's go read 279. 279 starts with the winner of the match has been decided. And then we have these scenes we saw last time, Skybreaking Sword Beauty, Yu Junghyeok. Then the sub-scenario Gourmands Association wager has been completed. You have won the wager. You've obtained a new story. Story the Miracle Gambler obtained. Just getting stories left and right. You have obtained the sub-scenario reward. And then his coins are going up like, right, because everybody else was gambling on the other. So he's just going to have an insane amount of coins, and it's even funnier because he only gave 100 to Junghyeok. It's so funny. 5 million? How much did you earn, young man? The constellation usurer who aims for the heart covets your coins. Constellation prisoner of the Golden Headband envies you. I guess I should congratulate the underworld for making such a profit. It's so funny. The three of them just made so much off of this. No, this is impossible. Constellation Impetuous Swamp Predator shows strong animosity toward you. He just screams in frustration. He lunges at them. Get him. Stand back, all of you. Just how far do you intend to disgrace yourself? Queen of the Underworld, are you defending him just because you won some coins? I've got no business with you. Get out of my way. Everyone show some respect. Respect. Don't give me that crap. And is this somebody coming in? The wish coupon used by the Constellation Demon King of Salvation is now in effect. Huh? Wait, what's with that portal all of a sudden? Could it be the other world god? It's been a while, Constellations. Okay. No way. Is this Dokkaebi? Like a really high level? Or even the king? Because we have heard the Dokkaebis have a king before. Okay. A great Dokkaebi. Okay, so we've seen now the ones who were former constellations. We've seen the low-level Dokkaebi. We've seen the mid-level Dokkaebi. And now we're having a great Dokkaebi. Chapter 46, A New Story, Part 4. In Starstream, Dokkaebi are classified into 4 ranks. Low grade, we have the adorable, cute, freaking Byung. Mid-grade. Upper mid-grade. Okay, so upper mid-grade's a different thing then. And that's what current Byung is. Okay. So mid-grade, which is what Paul was, upper mid-grade, and high grade. Okay, so Baram counts as a high grade. But above them, there are Dokkaebis who stand even higher. Okay, so 4 grades of regular Dokkaebi. The 12 colored horn Dokkaebi who command all others in the Starstream. Okay, cool, I love this, I want to meet all 12 of them. They're called the Great Dokkaebi. Very cool. So they said colored horn, does that mean he is red and the others? Are there even... Can I even properly name 12 colors? I mean, there's the 3 primary colors, the 3 secondary colors, then you would have like black, white, brown, pink, tan, like, I don't know, it would be like blue, but a different word for blue, like you will have the teal and the azure, or something. But then again, some cultures kind of view blue and green as the same thing. Some of them have 2 different blues that are like 2 totally different colors, like azure and blue were 2 totally different things, whereas for me, as an English speaker, blue is kind of just blue. Like there's dark and light and different types of blue, but it is still all just blue. Or even sort of when you get into the colors of the rainbow and it's like, ah yes, blue, indigo, violet, blue and indigo they're basically the same thing. And you know, I would say like pink. I think I did say pink as another color, but in, you know, a lot of cultures, pink probably isn't its own color. It's just a light red. So, you know, they could be anything. Like, I mean, you have the colors for the 13 months, another, you know, Korean manhwa, Tower of God. You have the 13 months, and there's like luminous June and rainbow on December or whatever. So you do have like rainbow and luminous and dark count as colors when it comes to those. So it could be anything. The regulations of Starstream restrain all constellations of the Gourmand Association. And then everybody's frozen, I suppose? Sorry, everyone, but the party ends here. Okay. Halong, the Great Dokkaebi. Long time no see. How's the King of Stories doing? Good to see you again, Queen of the Underworld. He's doing well. So, does this mean... It felt like the Dokkaebi were sort of a servant class to the constellations in a way, but when you get here to this point, the Great Dokubi, would they be at the same level of the constellations, or would they be even above the constellations? Because is it like, okay, all the constellations exist, and something they just do for their free time is watch the star stream, so the people in charge of the star stream have powerful positions, even if they aren't constellations themselves, just because of the culture of constellations? Or is it that the constellations all exist as a part of the star stream, so as the people who have power over the star stream, the Dokubi are actually kind of above the constellations? Long time no see. How's the King of Stories doing? Good to see you again, Queen of the Underworld. He's doing well. So what brings you here? I see you've even brought the Dokubis from the Executive Division with you. Then, I've come to take the constellations who took out coin loans. Coin loans? Move. Get out of the way. And he stopped by one of the, what they call them, executive Dokubi? Or Dokubi? Let go of me. I said let go. They're taking some of them away. What a foolish bunch. He looks back. Don't cause too much commotion, child. The king is watching you. So cool. I really just want to see more. I just want to see all 12 now. We have a shot of the castle from outside. After the Great Dokubi left, the Gourmand Association adjourned. But how am I supposed to get back? Okay, so we did just end the Gourmand Association stuff. And I'm surprised we didn't get a little bit more with Anna Croft, unless she's going to be related to what happens now. I don't see any guides or carriages. If I linger here, I might get caught by the other constellations. And we have a car coming in. It feels mass producer coded. It screeches in. Windows rolling down. Get in, young man. It was, in fact, mass producer coded. I do really like him. I like it. I like so much of these new characters. Whoa, with this car I could pack in as many people as I want. I wonder if it's for sale too. Thank you for your kindness, mass producer, but there's something I'd like to ask. What is it? What's this woman doing here? Okay, so we do have more Anna Croft stuff. I promised I'd give her a ride back. Let's go quietly, alright? No fighting. Again, I feel like Selena and Edis should be pretty pissed with Anna after all this. Edis didn't need your help. She would have survived anyway. Is Persephone on call with someone right now? I know. Thursday's thunder probably would have saved her, right? That was her chance to obtain a supporting constellation that was right for her. But you ruined everything. I'm sure she never would have wanted to get a supporting constellation that way. What could you possibly understand? You're a constellation. I said no fighting. Well, this won't do. And something's happening? He swapped seats. That's so good. It seems you're not only on bad terms with the constellations, but also with the incarnations. You shouldn't make too many enemies. I don't wish to make enemies either. The stories you create are filled with anger. A fierce anger toward the world and the constellations. I know you had a rough time at the banquet today, but try not to hate them too much. This is a really cool conversation too. Like, showing that we know that Dokja is, we know that he's good in a lot of ways and he's been trying to do his best to help people, but along the way we've seen those moments where he's had to just be like, yeah, people get killed, yeah, people get maimed, and when he thinks to himself at times in the past, am I viewing this too much as a story to like care about what happens to the people in it? And we know that he thinks what he's going for with the end of all stories is an overall good thing, but one part of the story has just been challenging Dokja's ideas a lot when it comes to like his ideas of the constellations, his ideas of Junghyeok, where he had what he thought of Junghyeok, and a lot of it was right as a reader, but then when he gets in the story and he's meeting Junghyeok like as a person and stuff, he's starting to realize, oh, seeing things as he would have seen them, and talking to him himself is so much more than what you get just through the story itself. And him thinking the constellations were these terrible evil forces in the story, but then actually meeting and talking to constellations and realizing, oh, not all of them are actually that bad or anything. Some of them, in fact, have been very good to me. Some of them are even basically friends at this point. We've been challenging that, and here we are challenging again. You're like paving your way through trying to get to your ending that you've mentioned, but you're doing it with a lot of, like, you're fueled by a lot of hate and anger. And will you really get to a good place if you're coming at it from a place of anger? They're just lonely, that's all. Whether they're wretched constellations or noble ones. In the end, they're all the same. They just love stories. That doesn't mean they have the right to ruin incarnations' lives. He pulls out the steam phone. You're always staring at that. Planning to write something in the empty notebook? No, it just... You look surprised? Helps me feel at ease. Okay. Or maybe it's not that he was looking surprised, it's just him staring into the phone, and maybe this is also sort of showing how much he's falling into some of the bad patterns that he had back before the world became the way it did, where Dokja retreated from a lot of the trauma in his life into TWSA, and in a way here, with it putting him at ease and comforting him, is he still, shying away from conflict and trauma back into the story? Because before, when he's like, oh, I just have a little trauma, and, Su Young's like, there's no such thing as a little trauma, that's a great moment. But instead of confronting what bullying did to him, he retreated into the story. The horrible trauma with what happened with his parents, he retreated into the story. When we first meet him and he's talking about, yeah, I'm just going to be stuck in a dead-end place and lose this temporary job and have to find something new where Sang-an, these other people are going to stay on and or get promoted. We see again there, instead of fighting for himself, he's just like, oh, well, I'll just read TWSA on the train back home, and he's retreating from his problems, from his traumas into the story. And now when he's facing pushback about the way that he's thinking about things, and so many other times in the series when things are going wrong, he's retreating back into TWSA. And I wonder if, like, that's a huge central point of the story, but it also makes me wonder, are we going to, in the future, be like, that's a bad thing, and he needs to face more of his problems directly and trust more in others? That's something else that we've focused on a lot in the past too, where he's had to learn to trust more in others. And we even saw it again here, where he didn't want to trust in Junghyeok. Really, he was going to try to handle things himself again, but everybody else trusted in him and trusted in Junghyeok, and him by, sort of association. So it just makes me wonder if in the future he's going to have to learn to give up on TWSA some more in order to stand for himself more, in order to trust others more, if that's something that we're actually getting into with the story. Or if that's not, like, that is a part of the story, but it's not the outcome. The outcome isn't that he needs to stop with TWSA, but it's something a bit different. But either way, that's it for this week, doing these two. I'm going to end things here, and I will say, I apologize to people who are patrons and members. It's been another week, and I forgot. I sat down to record this, and I was like, I forgot to update it. I promise I will try to remember before recording tomorrow. So yeah, this hasn't been updated in 2 weeks now. I'm so sorry. But if you want to, if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters and my thoughts on them. Subscribe for more, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing around, it's really appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, it helps me to continue to make videos, but also you can get One Piece Bingo a bit early, and you can get your name at the end of videos. Again, so sorry it hasn't been updated in 2 weeks, but thank you to people who are members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Booster, Magical Girls, JADD Van and Maru, Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater de Al, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.